Good morning and thank you for tuning in to another installment of On This Day. Today is Friday, November 14th, 2025. I'm Christy and I'll be taking you on this journey to the past, the present, the strange, and possibly other dimensions. So keep your arms and legs inside the ride at all times and let's get this party started. This being Friday, we go and recap what we talked about on Monday and Wednesday, and we learn a few more things along the way. Okay, on Monday in music history, we spoke about Patti Smith in 1975 with her release of her album Horses. She was a seminal influence in punk rock, as well as being the genre's first major release album that blended elements of avant-garde and rock. With her release of Horses, she became influential for performing new wave and alt-rock music. Fast forward to 1984 with Chaka Khan, where she scored her first number one single in the UK with her cover of Prince's I Feel You. Posting a great appearance with Grandmaster Funk in the Furious 5, the trend-setting hit made her the first R&B artist to score a crossover hit that featured a rapper. In 1973, Elton John released his seventh studio album, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, which topped the charts in the Billboard Top 200. It was widely regarded as the greatest masterpiece of all time. 1984, Frankie Goes to Hollywood set new world record for fastest pre-order album sales. In 1972, Tommy Tedesco, who was one of the most recorded guitarists in history, died at the age of 67. In 2018, Aerosmith's Joe Perry was rushed to the hospital after performing with Billy Joel. Get down, monkey. With Billy Joel in Madison Square Garden in New York City. He was experiencing shortness of breath when he was taken backstage by the don't mind me. He was taken backstage and treated with oxygen and a trach tube by medics until the ambulance got there. Stop it. And in 2014, monkey. I said stop. Stay. In 2014, Cranberry singer Dolores O'Riordan, I'm not quite sure if that's how you pronounce it, was arrested after on Flight Aer Lingus, she became verbally and physically abusive to the crew. She spent upon getting off the plane, she spent 3 weeks in a psychiatric hospital and later pleaded guilty in court. Factoids: it was Forget-Me-Not Day and Sesame Street Day. In 1855, German engineer Gottlieb Daimler unveiled the world's first motorcycle. In 2023, Colombia began a campaign to sterilize Pablo Escobar's wild hippos, which he smuggled in 4 of them, and after his demise, the hippos had no natural enemies and got up to 170, then becoming an invasive species. In 2019, Iran claimed to have found 50 billion barrels of oil in Kazakhstan province. According to their president, the area covered 1,490 square miles and 262 feet deep. In 2014, Bruno Mars released his single, Uptown Funk. It won the Billboard 2015 and Grammy 2016 Record of the Year. In 1993, the musical comedy, 1993, the music comedy Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat was first premiered at the Miskolc Theater in New York City. Lastly, in 1990, Home Alone premiered in Chicago. The movie is an all-time classic and reached $476.7 million at the box office. On Wednesday, this day in music history, we begin with 1977 with the Sex Pistols that topped the UK charts with their soul album, Never Mind the Bollocks, Here's the Sex Pistols. It was highly controversial at the time of its release, particularly in Britain, as it was seen as obscene and offensive, and banned in several from playing in multiple venues. Despite the backlash, it became groundbreaking. The title was a massive success and had long-lasting effects on the course of music history. In 1997, the Spice Girls' sophomore album, Spice World, debuted at number 1 in the UK. Across the globe, the LP topped charts in multiple territories. In 2016, Robbie Williams overtook a record previously held by David Bowie for the most number 1 albums by a British solo artist. Its release, The Heavy Entertainment Metal Show, was the 12th album to top the UK charts. In 1965, the Velvet Underground played their very first show at Summit High School in New Jersey. Lastly, in 2001, Ringo Starr, Paul McCartney, and George Harrison got together at a hotel in New York City, taking place just 2 weeks before George passing away from cancer. The occasion would make the final time that all 3 surviving members would spend time together. Factoids: it was Chicken Soup for the Soul Day and Gunpowder Day. It still weirds me out that it was Gunpowder Day. How do you celebrate Gunpowder Day? You just go sniffing it, or I don't know. If you got answers, tell me. I need answers. In 2021, an LA judge gave Britney Spears back her own conservatorship after 14 years of living under somebody else's thumb. In 2019, Disney Plus streaming service was launched. In 2018, Michelle Obama's book, Becoming, which was her memoir, was released. And also, in 2016, Jackie Chan was awarded an honorary Oscar for being a star in over 200 movies. And in 2003, a world record commercial railway train with the speed of 311 miles an hour, or 500 kilometers per hour, was achieved by Shanghai Transrapid Railway System. On to today, Friday the 14th. On this day in music history, in 1987, George Michael proved his power as a solo artist by topping the UK charts with his debut, Faith. Faith was embraced by critics around the globe and earned a Grammy Award for Album of the Year in 1989. On the US charts, the album topped Billboard R&B charts and the Billboard 200. where it held its spot for 12 weeks and remained in the top 10 for an astonishing 51 non-consecutive weeks on Billboard Hot 100. He became the only male artist to have 4 number 1 singles from one album on the charts, with Faith, Monkey, One More Try, and Father Figure. In 1975, Queen kicked off a 78-date world tour in support of A Night at the Opera, with a 2-night engagement at Liverpool's Empire Theatre. Factoids. Today is Pickle Day and Loosen Up and Lighten Up Day. On this day in 2018, the discovery of an Earth-like planet 3.2 times bigger than ours was announced. The planet, named Barnard's Star B, and it takes 233 days to orbit around its host star. 2016, a 19-mile crater was found under the Greenland Glacier. Research found a meteorite hit at 12 miles per second about 12,000 years ago. In 2016, Disney's Moana premiered in LA. Also the same year, a 7.8 magnitude earthquake hit Kokora, New Zealand, where there were 2 fatalities and 57 injuries. The quake was the second largest to hit New Zealand. In 1996, the musical Chicago opened at Richard Rodgers Theater in New York City. Trivia. Question: what ingredients do you find in kaya jam? Answer: eggs, coconut, and pandan leaves. Question: who invented peanut butter? Answer: Marcellus Gilmore Edison. Question: what is sushi traditionally wrapped in? Answer: nori. Or, if you don't know what nori is, it's seaweed. Birthdays: 1938, Cornell Gunther. 1949, James Young. 1956, Alec John Such. 1966, Joseph Run Simmons. 1972, Douglas Payne. 1973, Travis Barker. And 1975, Faye Tazor. And you can catch us here 7 days a week with Brian the Rock Stone on WCDI. And don't forget to check out their Top Rope Report every Sunday and Wednesday. Hope you all have a safe weekend and make it fun. All right, ciao.